GIZ, which is, and I ask it especially before that meetup again, GIZ, which is so to say, a German enabler, a facilitator, also maybe a service provider. So there are lots of definition of that role. GIZ is implementing projects worldwide, and I think that was one reason, like the climate change aspect and the major role of cities worldwide, why the GIZ established the global program, and now I have really to read it again, the global program ICT-based adaptation to climate change in cities. Also a long title, not easy to remain, but I think this program is a pretty professional and a pretty important program, because here we can really discuss, here we can really exchange ideas about the city of the future. And this global program belongs to the division Global Policy and Governance at GIZ. And its director, it's now with us, and he is very experienced in different fields like organizational development, cooperation management, results-based monitoring, and also the agenda of 2030. He got a lot of international experience. As he said, he used to live in Chile, if I'm getting that right. And he will introduce the topic to us. And so please give a warm welcome to Mr. Joachim Göske.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I just realized that I have to rewrite my introduction, because you already tackled all the issues which I was prepared to say. No, I would like to share some ideas with you about smartness. What does it mean, smart city? What does it mean to be smart? And just to take one idea I have there on my back, I would refer smartness to collective action. If we somehow manage to cooperate and to bring in our knowledge and our talents and what we wish to do, if we succeed in managing these things, then we are smart. None of us will be able to act in a smart way, meeting the challenges we have ahead on our ways. Cities are becoming stakeholders of a growing relevance with regards to a lot of topics. Implementation of 2030 agenda, NDCs cannot be accomplished without local action, without smart cities, without public policies on the ground. And there's no doubt about this. Looking out of the window there, we see a spark of city. And city is much more than some buildings, some streets, some infrastructure. When I think about city, I'm thinking about stakeholders being there. Be it from the private sector, from the public sector, from the civil society, all them together are forming somehow this ecosystem which we might call a city. I also love to look at a city from an angle of being sort of a melting pot for cooperation systems. And it depends on the goal I would like to achieve together with others, and then I shape my cooperation system around these objectives. And cities, somehow, they are embedded within a wider range of systems. Because they're embedded within a national system, within a global system, they can engage with each other, sharing their information and learning from each other. So the question is, how do I shape a cooperation system? What are the main issues? And still, I'm not talking about digital solutions. You realize? But I'm still talking about smartness. So this cooperation system is shared by stakeholders and their interests. They will have to discuss among each other. They will have to agree to put on the table in a transparent way and to agree on common objectives to be achieved by common action. So once they define the common goals, they have to agree also on the pathways and on the strategy in order to achieve these goals. And if they are smart, they're not going to do a planning job. They are not going to draft it within a strategy for the next 5 years and to stick to their plan. They will be just smart enough to agree on the direction and then to go in that direction and see whatever they can learn on the way and how they adapt their planning. And if I realize how many stakeholders will have to engage with their interests, then I have a sensing of complexity of this task. But this complexity reflects the complexity of problems and challenges we have to solve within our cities. Talking about cohesion within our societies, talking about the infrastructural problems we face, and a lot of other problems we will have to face. So here within this frame, the main question is how we able to make use of the tremendous potential digital solutions nowadays offer to us. How can we use them in order to achieve these goals? How can we use what they provide in terms of data, for instance, in order to help us for putting their proper decision-making processes and to establish responsive public policies so that stakeholder citizens can trust in public administration and engage with public administration and take their role, take their task within this society. So what does it mean to become really smart? Use of modern technology, yeah, would be one element. But there is still the challenge to set up citizens and user-centered designs. I don't have any benefit from working with data if I'm not aware what is the purpose of the data I'm dealing with and how will I use them. Integrated responsive policies beyond the silos of our sector policies. Use of data for decision making and inclusive policies. So no policy should be referred to as smart if this policy is not aiming at inclusion of our societies, because that's what's all about from my point of view. So coming there, or summing up, we're talking about knowledge generation, we're talking about learning, which is one of the main roles of GIZ. When preparing this session, we just discussed how the role of GIZ has changed during the last years or decades. We are not any longer an organization offering our knowledge and advice to partner organizations all over the world so that we might develop their capacities. We are sort of a knowledge broker. We facilitate exchange between stakeholders from different countries, making use of their knowledge. Many times they know quite better than we do what is needed and how to fix their problems, for instance, in a space of a city. And that's what I personally like a lot about also this project, to be able to somehow connect different cities among each other and learn from their experiences. That's why I'm really very curious and happy to be here, just to be able also to listen to your experiences and to learn more from your smartness, from your experiences from the ground. So I would just like to say thank you to the ministries, our ministries, helping us to implement this kind of projects. Gratitude towards our partners, cities from the different countries here present with their knowledge, that you came here in order to share your knowledge with us. It's really a gift, and I would like to say thank you, and thank you also to our team. Because we are still starting the Global Week with a lot of very interesting activities where we put some innovation within the debate, which is really urgently needed within our discussion, and you are also contributing to this discussion, and for that I would like to thank really from my heart.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Göske.